Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to channel 4, another reaction. Today, we're taking a look at another new band. Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at a band that you probably may have never heard before. We're taking a look at a band called Tethra. Ladies and gentlemen, now, they're one of those local, independent bands, making their own music, sharing their own stuff with the world. Just to give you a little backstory and a little context for you guys on how I know these guys. You know, I came across these guys years ago. I believe they showed up on Facebook on one of my pages. You know, that was when I was scrolling. You know, I used to scroll through a lot of, you know, local bands, a lot of, you know, up and coming bands, you know, that used to come up on my feed and stuff like that. So I think that's where I came across these guys. To be honest, I saved a lot of songs on there that I thought were pretty good. So that's when I kind of came into, you know, the metal scene even more, just by coming up with all these, you know, local bands posting this stuff. I don't know how many years ago it was before when I first saw these guys, but then I checked them out and they're actually pretty good. They sound pretty solid, man. They have that mixed, you know, modern metalcore tone mixed with those gent style, you know, groovy riffing play styles that, you know, all those modern metalcore bands usually, you know, play with nowadays. But I believe they did it in like a more hard-hitting way. There was like a more hardcore focus, if that makes sense. But I think the very first song I actually heard from these guys was their Pop Goes Punk cover of 1,000 Miles of Vanessa Carlton. You know, that one famous one that we all should know by now. At least if you were born in the mid-2000s, you should definitely know what this song is.
And I need you, and I miss you.
And let me just say, that's probably one of the best Pop Goes Punk cover songs I've ever heard, ladies and gentlemen. You know, don't get me wrong, I love all the Pop Goes Punk albums that used to come out from back in the day, you know, but I can definitely see that track from these guys being on one of those albums. You know, it's just hits so hard, it's so catchy, it's so clean, it's so well made and well produced. Man, I could definitely see that track being on that one. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, you definitely have to go give that a listen, because it's definitely one of the best, you know. And I still put that on from time to time, you know, when I'm missing the, you know, that pop punky nostalgia. You know, I definitely throw that one on there when I want to listen to something poppy yet catchy, but also hard hitting at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But from since then, you know, I never really towed back into these guys. I never really checked out any of the original stuff. Maybe like one or two here and there, but I kind of forgot about it. So it's been, you know, years ago, like I said. So, and the crazy thing is, after being a fan of these guys, they ended up reaching out to me and contacting me and started checking out some of the new stuff. So I'm super excited to see what these guys have to bring. So I know they're probably gearing up for a new EP release, rather, or a new, you know, album, perhaps, maybe in the near future, because I see a lot of, you know, a lot of traction, a lot of stuff on their social pages. So they might be gearing up to releasing some more new music stuff in the near future. So yeah, I'm just super excited, and just to thank you guys for reaching out to me and contacting me and let me know to check out some of your new music, because I am a fan of you guys. Like I said, I love that cover from back in the day. Definitely one of my favorites. So I'm gonna have to check out some of the other stuff. So if this is your first time hearing these guys, be sure to strap in, because let me just say, these guys hit hard, and they definitely know what it means to write some good heavy chuggery and some good heavy breakdowns, let me just say. So hopefully we get some of that. If you like this one, go over there, share them love, share some likes, give them some comments, and let me know how much you like it, because definitely they are one of those underrated bands, let me just say. But before we get started, be sure to subscribe button, I really appreciate it, and it will help me out. And if you like Tethra just as much as I do, be sure to like on this video as well. And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, checking out some awesome music. We're just getting started on these heavy bangers. Ladies and gentlemen, no time wasting. Let's get right into it. This is Tethra's newest release track, titled The Ghost of Who I Used to Be. Let's go, boys! Show me what we're about! We're starting off with the leads. Ooh. Let's go, boys! Get those pits spinning! Starting off with the blast beaties! That classic Metalcore action! Ooh. Those parts hardcore chugs! Oh yeah, man, catchy though. Back in. The double bass. The tremolos. Now we're groovy rock down. Oh man, the transitions are clean. Really clean chorus too. Woo! Bring it in the solo piece. Oh, straight it up, my guy. Woohoo! Those tappies. Oh yeah! A harmonized solo action too. Bring that old school metalcore vibe. Can't deny though, these guys can definitely shred it up. Go boys, one more time. Woo, the live stream's in there. Woohoo! Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. I see you. I see you. Okay. Okay. Wow. I could say I'm in. I could definitely say I'm in, man. Definitely what I remember from when I first listened to these guys. Definitely still has the amount of energy, the amount of intensity, the fun and groovy playstyle mixed with the like post-hardcore, metalcore elements mixed with the modern stuff in there. Very reminiscent of kind of like old school As I Lay Dying hints in there. Maybe mixed with like a Bullet for My Valentine-esque with the leads, with the, you know, the harmonizing leads and stuff in there. But I liked it, man. I definitely liked it. Like I said, if you guys do not know this band, be sure to go check them out. Share your positivity, give them the love, give them the comments, because these guys definitely smack. These guys definitely smack, and they smack hard. Let me just say. I can only compare it to the Pop Goes Punk song that I listened to, because I believe that's the one I've pretty much only listened to, or the one I remember the most. It had the grooviness, it had the genty chord play style in there with the melodic notes and stuff like that. Very good on the lead section. These guys are really good on their leads. Probably way too many notes for me to comprehend, or even play on my own, you know, fret fingies. But these guys definitely know how to write some catchy and melodic level leads, man. I like that. I definitely like that. I'm more of a rhythm guy myself, so I pretty much like the more the chuggy sort of aspect, the breakdown sort of aspect when it comes to metal music and stuff like that. But I can appreciate some good old-fashioned playing, you know, melodic action in there, man. Especially with when you start doing those solo pieces, when you're sweeping up and down the chords, man, when he's doing those tappies even. Oh man, those tappies sounded so clean, so crisp, so nice. I always love hearing me some tappy playing, especially when they incorporate some sweeps in there. Oh my god, I love that. I love that stuff. So maybe you guys incorporate some sweepage in your next track in there. Maybe make me melt even more. But if you guys never heard of this band before, the first thing you probably noticed of this band is their frontman is jacked. He's beefed. He's jacked up. He's taking the proteins. He's taking the wheys. He's hitting the gym hard. He's deadlifting those weights nonstop, it seems like. Because from what I remember from back in the day, he was pretty jacked. And now he just seems even more jacked. I don't even know how that's even possible. But either way, like I said, he has an amazing voice on him. Very amazing voice on him, like I said, because from the way he looks, you might not think that he's like a good, you know, clean singing vocalist, but my man has some pipes. He definitely has some pipes. He can definitely get up there in the higher registers, man, which is pretty insane to me, because when you look at a man like Tim Lambesis, you know he's going to be kicking some ass. You know he's going to be, you know, throwing some punches. He's going to be screaming his heart out. He can't really do the cleans, I would say. But when it comes to this guy here, he can definitely do both. So that'll definitely be surprising for you guys who haven't heard these guys before. But the core side of things, very catchy, very melodic, very reminiscent of old school classic metalcore feeling. Like I said, very easy to understand, very easy to catch on, and very easy to sing along to. Because for me personally, I always have trouble coming up with my own courses and stuff like that, you know, and I can never find the right words to say, so I always appreciate a good, well-written chorus, good catchy chorus, in that, so it's very easy. I could definitely see myself singing along to this one, not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping for like a hardcore hit and breakdown towards the end of the second chorus there. I was hoping they would like build it up, gear it up into something a little bit more heavier, a little bit more intense, with those chuggy chords in there, progression in there. But no, they decided to go with the whole melodic side of things. They decided to go with the two-part, solo piece in there. But I was appreciating a well-written melodic tapping lead in there as well. So I appreciate that. I feel like a lot of bands don't do leads, nowadays anymore. They just do it to go on the heavier side of things. So it's a good refresher, at least for me, to see a well-written, solo lead in there, which I felt like it fit more with the song anyway, because the whole song just felt like amped up. It felt inspiring. It felt like you wanted to get up. It just felt like you wanted to get up, get out your seat, conquer something, throw your fists in the air, sing your heart out with this band. It just made you feel inspired, to get up and do something, especially with the whole energy throughout the song there from start to finish, man. We had some blast beats in there. Wasn't expecting some old school style blast beats in there, which was kind of surprising for me. I like that kind of thing. Very reminiscent of old school Miss May I feeling in there with the tremolo pickings. We had a little bit of a hint of a post-hardcore, chuggery progression section in the middle of the verse there, the second verse there, which they probably could have added that towards the end of the track, maybe a little bit, adding a little like post-hardcore breakdown towards the end of the track, and then ending it with like the melodic lead stuff, fading out. But that's just me. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing track. What a solid banger from this band. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't heard these guys in years except for that one track. So if you guys like this track, go over there, check them out, because they definitely deserve all the popularity, all the recognition they deserve. Because if you want some good old-fashioned hardcore melodic hit and metalcore, man, go listen to these guys. Check these guys out. I don't know how many tracks they have in total. I don't know if they're coming out with any new ones. But let me just say, I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on these guys. I'm definitely gonna keep a close eye and see if they have any more announcements coming out. If they have any more EPs planned in the near future. We're just gonna have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we have a lot of music ahead of us this year already, ladies and gentlemen. This year's already been stacked, and we're only 2 months in the new year. It's just already going to be another crazy year for metal. And Tethra, if you guys are watching this, thank you guys so much for watching my reaction to your new track. It's definitely a banger. Like I said, you guys are definitely talented when it comes to your riffs, when it comes to your leads, when it comes to your melodic, harmonies and stuff like that. Very talented on the instrumental side of things, and very talented when it comes to the vocal capabilities as well. Still don't know how you do it, because you definitely don't look like you could do that sort of clean high screams. It might make sense. I don't know. There might be a secret here that he's not telling us. But like I said, very talented band nonetheless. But who knows, maybe we can collab in the near future as well, after I show you some of my own original tracks and my own projects I've been working on. So maybe we can stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, so stay tuned for all that and all the new album announcements coming out this year. And we'll definitely be doing live streams for all those ones when they come out in the near future. Yeah, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, who's going through every single banger on the channel in Germany. You don't want to miss out on a single one. Guarantee that. I'll see you guys in the next one.